Alright, so today is February 6th of 2023, and I just did an update yesterday. And I was talking about my water tanks and how I felt I needed to get some clean out ports in them. And I ran into another situation where if I laid out my saloon area here the way I had originally anticipated, with the refrigerator and freezer kind of in a center island here, there was no way I was going to get to the water tanks, be able to put ports in those water tanks, clean out ports. So we've been rethinking that too. So I started cutting out hatches here. Here's a hatch that goes down. This just exposes the plumbing here. That next piece comes out also. You can see I got finger holes here. This piece comes out, and this piece, this is the battery box, the house batteries. I've got 4 300 amp hour lithium ion batteries for in there. And then here's a water tank, and then there's 2 water tanks in this piece. And I decided to just, there you can kind of see what we got going here. Give me access to the plumbing and enough of the tank that I can get a port in here. In this next one, there's going to be 2 tanks. Same thing here. You got 2 tanks in the plumbing. You'll be able to get at them. Like I said, I put finger holes in here. I put about as small of finger holes in there as I thought I could, and still get my big old fat fingers in there. We still need a port cut out for sure, or a access hatch cut out over here, because this is going to be storage area under here, but I'm not sure what I'll do with it for that one yet. But and then this one's got the gray water tank under it. So I suppose I'll cut a hatch out here too of some sort, just so I have access to the plumbing and whatnot. But anyway, I think what I'm going to do is I'll put a few screws in these so they aren't bouncing around on the floor. And I'm going to put carpeting in here. And I'll probably just tack the carpeting down around the perimeter with some tacks. And then if we need to get into these tanks, we'll just pull those tacks out and pull the carpeting back, rather than trying to cut everything out. And these holes really shouldn't make any difference. Yeah, you may see a little dimple in the carpeting, but maybe not. So yeah, not that big a deal. But anyway, that's what we're going to do there. In the and the refrigerator and the freezer really aren't going to be able to sit here and still give you, ready access to the tanks and to the plumbing and whatnot. So I did a little thinking, a little pondering again. And this refrigerator, it's a 2-drawer, pull out. I don't have the handles on it at the moment, but it's got 2 drawers. That was more work than it was worth. 2 drawers, and they just pull out. But it's a nice size refrigerator. Anyway, that will fit back down under the stairs here, back in that corner. What it won't do is give me that drawer or cabinet, and it covers a part of this one too. So I'm going to have to rebuild this. Actually, I wonder if that drawer could come out and go in here. Might be about the right, if I could ever be so lucky. It'll probably be a ½ inch too wide to make it in there. But anyway, so I'm going to have to redo this. The refrigerator is going to go here, which is a good place for it, actually. That'll work fine. It's out of the way, and it fits in there just perfectly. And I think the freezer I'm going to put in here. It's going to crowd things just a little bit. This bottom bunk is going to have to be a little bit shorter. It'll be just a little over 6 feet. Well, on the short edge. on the wide edge, it would be 6.5 feet probably. But and then the next bunk up higher can be, the 6.5 feet or whatever. That's going to preclude putting that little desk that I was talking about putting in over here, but I don't know. I had my brother stop over today just to bounce ideas off of him to see what he thought. And he didn't really have any great ideas other than he thought I was worrying too much about guests in the cabin here, making a desk and a chair for him to sit there and all that. He didn't think that was really necessary. And that's probably right. Most people aren't going to spend much time in their cabin anyways, especially a particularly small cabin like this. My guess is, you know, majority of the time you're going to be up top in the pilot house or even out on deck when the weather's nice. When you're underway, you're probably going to be in the pilot house, you know, to a certain extent down here. Somebody can sleep down here, but yeah. So anyway, now I'm going to have this whole room here is going to be open. So what do I do with all that room now? The one bad thing about it is, without anything in this space, it's going to be difficult at sea to walk through here. So we were talking about that, and maybe putting a handrail through here, you know, just something in the middle, or maybe even just a rope that you could, the rope isn't real sturdy, but I suppose if you got it tight enough it would work. But I don't know, we'll see. But I might do something like that. But what I would like to do then is that's going to give me room once the table is up here. I'll have all this space out here. So what it is going to allow me to do is, like I kind of talked about at one time, is maybe putting a couple of bar stools out here so you could access the opposite side of the table. So if you got a group of people, you got more seating, and then you're not all sitting like a ducks in a row there, or cats in a row as it is up here. But anyway, that's a new development. So yeah, there's that. But this hatch cutting, I'm just doing simple square cutouts, and just letting them land on the sole support beams, I guess you'd call them. That gives me the most, you know, area to work in there, and it's the simplest to do, and I see absolutely no reason to do it any other way if I'm going to put carpeting over it. If I was doing it in something else, if I was doing teak and holly or whatever it is, you know, traditional type of flooring in here, I'd probably do something a little differently, but the way it is, yeah, it's going to be fine. I still don't know what I'm going to do with this corner back over here yet. I thought I could maybe put a little desk in there. Probably be more practical just to put a pantry in there, and maybe a small hanging closet. So yeah, we'll see. But anyway, so I told you I think I ordered my hatches for the tanks, and they actually shipped out right away today already. So surprised me. I thought maybe they'd have to make them up, but they're shipping them out, so they should be here next week. So that's good. I can get these tanks cleaned out again better, and get that all ready to go. So anyway, the freezer is going to go in here, and of course there's a bulkhead across here, so this is actually a pretty good place for it. Yeah, well, good in some respects. I mean, the freezer may not like living up here in the bow, but depends on how much pounding you do. I'm sure it'll be all right for a while. We'll see. If it doesn't last, it doesn't last. But yeah. So I guess that's all I got for today. But that was kind of a major development, at least in here. So I thought I'd update on that.